Live from the Key TV studio to your TV and on the web, it's Homework Hotline. Go to homeworkhotline.tv to ask your math or science questions.
Welcome to Homework Hotline. My name is Amy Taylor and I teach 7th and 8th grade math at Sunny Brae Middle School in Arcata.
And my name's Pam Halstead. I taught science at Fortuna High School.
Welcome to the show and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Oh my gosh, so cool. In order to, we have all kinds of great stuff here. Our theme today is skulls and snakes.
Yay.
Yay.
The snakes have skulls.
The snakes do have skulls. They are vertebrates. How do they get in touch with us?
You can go to homeworkhotline.tv. It's super cool. You can watch us on YouTube and then you can interact with us. So you just write us a question, we'll see it live, and then we'll answer your question.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting now to get to watch off TV or YouTube.
It is. It's very cool. So we have something to read to start. Do you have a favorite traditional family food?
Keat wants you to tell everybody about it.
Enter the My Family, My Flavors recipe contest.
3 winners will be chosen to cook their dish on TV and win a $100 grocery store gift card.
My Family, My Flavors is open to students between the ages of 14 and 24. If you're under 18, you will need your parent or guardian's permission.
And the deadline to enter has been moved to November 13th, so you have till November 13th.
For rules, details, and entry form, go to keat.org. Yay.
Yay.
Okay, that'll be very fun. You should do it.
We'd love to answer your questions, but we have a lot of cool science stuff happening today.
Yes.
So we'll start with snakes.
Yes, we will.
So we're going to start with one of my snakes that I grew up with. I grew up with snakes. My parents were herpetology people, study of snakes, biology people. So I grew up with snakes, and now they're mine and in my classroom at Sunny Brae. And my first snake is Rosie. So come on. And I have my children on today, my own children, and so they're going to talk about snakes. So this is the first snake, which is Rosie. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Caitlin, and I am in 5th grade, and I go to South Bay. This is Rosie. She is 40 years old, and she comes from Southern California, and she is a Rosie ball python.
Rosie boa. She is a Rosie boa. So today we have boas and pythons, and they get mixed up because they all are around these snakes. So this is Rosie. This is Rosie. Do you remember what Rosie eats?
Rosie eats mice and...
She eats mice, but yeah, some of the other ones will eat rats, but they eat live prey. So we're just going to do some facts along the way. But yeah, Rosie's about 40. It seems like the snakes are living about that long, and they're smaller snakes. Some of the bigger ones were more like late 30s that I have. But yeah, so they're still eating and moving along. So
that is incredible.
Super cool.
Thanks, Caitlin. That was very cool.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Nice.
All right, and then we're going to switch to a
yes.
skull.
From Fortuna High School, we have a great trio. The first person's coming up. I'm not sure who, but these are all anatomy students from Fortuna High. And the skull, they're going to bring up a skull. Awesome. This is Fernie, also known as Fernando, and we're going to show, hello, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, very nice. Your costume, is that a Mario Brothers? I'm sorry. Oh, yes, sorry.
You guys can move to the middle. I will move.
Supposed to be St. Patrick's, but
oh, St. Patrick's, of course you are.
You can call me Luigi, though.
Okay, good, Luigi, right, sounds great. So you have a skull here. Have you guys been studying that?
Yes, for like past 2 weeks.
Past 2 weeks, excellent.
I'm kind of stopped, but
yeah, I understand. What is the importance of this structure here for the human?
keeping like the brain tagged, you know?
Yes.
Like protection for the brain.
Protection, absolutely. And then so some very obvious things, but if we look inside this skull, there's 2 holes in the front. What are those for?
These?
Yes.
To leg. The eyes.
Yes,
the
the eyes, exactly. Okay, very good. And there's the nose there too. And then the top part, I see that there's teeth. What are the, what is the name of that bone that holds the top teeth?
So like this part right here is the maxilla.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for the, to keep the
teeth where they are.
And it kind of forms the cheekbone along with the zygomatic.
Nice. So the skull is composed of two basic parts, and those are.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. Like this part here, and then this part here.
Oh, the cranial and the facial parts.
Yeah, the cranial and the facial. Is there one part of the? How about the front part? I just said what it was. So why don't I pass on that? What about the two main biggest parts of the cranial?
So these are the parietals, right here.
Yes.
Flip it around so we can-
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. And that's pretty
These two
important
parts.
for protection
What
for
were
the
they called?
brain.
These are the parietals, and they're attached by the sagittal.
The sagittal
plane.
suture.
Yeah, sagittal
and,
suture.
and they're attached. Yeah, so it's really cool in anatomy. You have different body parts. So there's sagittal, and can you name another one?
Yeah, sagittal, frontal, and the occipital's back here.
Very good. Thank you so much, Fernie. That was very instructive.
Yeah. No,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you
All
for
right.
having
me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move to another snake. So go ahead, and so this is a different type of snake we're gonna do now, and this is called a, can I get this please? We'll have another person, one of my children, talk about this snake, so go ahead.
My name is Cooper. I go to Arcata Elementary. I'm in 4th grade. This is Jewel. She's 4 years old. She,
Yeah, they're from Africa.
they're from Africa,
Yeah.
and she is a ball python.
That's what kind of ball python? Art?
Oh,
Pa-
pastel ball python.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that there's a lot of ball pythons. I'd always had just the traditional ones. And then I started seeing there's like a banana-nosed one, there's albino ones, and this is a pastel ball python, so it looks a little different. We'll see a kind of a traditional ball python later. And what do snakes need to use that's kind of different than what humans need to use?
A heat pad.
Can you show? Why do they need a heat pad?
Because they're cold-blooded.
Yeah, so they need external heat. So you always have to keep a heat pad, and if not, keep the heat up in that room if you had like a reptile room, but really the heat pads are nice. And some people use light as well, but all right. Thank you, Cooper.
Thanks a lot, Cooper. Thank you. All right, so we have these two snakes here, who are very, very nice, wonderful. Now we're gonna have another student from Fortuna High School's anatomy class. This is gonna be Daniel.
Scoot over.
Hi, Daniel. Hi, we'll put you in the center here. Okay, great. You are carrying with you a bone from the skull. What is this?
This is the mandible. It is their lower jaw.
Hold it up to show.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, there. All right, nice. What is attached here on this particular bone?
These are two processes. I'm not sure exactly what this attachment is, but this is, I'm pretty sure it's the styloid, or
Or maybe. That's
Maybe.
okay. I'm not asking anything
Yeah.
fancy. I should
Okay.
have been more specific. I mean, not specific, but I'll try to be. So what
this connection.
human part? No, like attaches on this so you can open and close your mouth because this
Muscles?
part. Yes, muscles.
Yeah.
Exactly, muscles.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So muscles. Is that a fairly strong or weak muscle? That's called the masseter. I think I remember, but I don't think you guys have studied muscles yet, have you? You're
Not
still
quite.
on bones.
We're
Okay.
going through that right now.
Great.
progressing Through that.
Great. I think it's a fairly strong muscle that
Oh yeah.
can
yeah.
shut your. Yeah,
Guarantee- yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. Lower jaw, able to crunch down any food. So.
Yes, yeah, that's kind of important. All right, so and then we get. Oh, what about the types of teeth? Are you familiar with those?
Besides my knowledge, the molars.
Yes, the
but
molars,
I'm
good.
not sure exactly.
Yeah, I
what
think
the,
these are incisors, and then
Canines.
canines,
Canines, yeah.
and then
These guys are
premolars
losing
and
teeth,
molars.
so-
Yeah, yeah. So we know. Yeah, very good. All right. So how about on this skull here? Anything on the facial that you want to point out to us? Because I think that
Like
Fernie
Fernie
pointed out
pointed
the
out the
maxilla.
maxilla,
Yeah, he did.
The zygomatic.
Zygomatic.
cheekbone, so.
Yeah. What forms? What is a zygomatic form on you? Like right here.
It's right about here.
Yes.
Like a little bit, like an inch below my eye. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So cool. Cheekbone, I think, was yes, very good. All right. So then, what about there seems to be bone right here as well in the front there.
Oh, that's your nasal bone.
Nasal
so,
bone,
yeah.
right? Cool. And is all of the nose have bone on it? Like
not
including
on
the whole thing?
No, actually, this is mostly what it is. It's just broken up into a lot of small parts in here, but this is mostly just skin and tissue. So.
Cartilage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Thank you very much for your your mandible knowledge and your facial knowledge.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Daniel, all right, cool.
All right, another
So now we move on.
snake. It's kind of the biggie snake.
Biggie snake
Let's
coming.
go ahead, bring on the biggest snake. And not the oldest necessarily, because you heard that Rosie was 40, about 40, so go ahead. Third child.
Hello, my name is Colton, and I come from South Bay Elementary. And this is Jerry, and Jerry, he is approximately 16 years old, and he comes from Africa. Well, he originates from Africa. He doesn't come from Africa, though.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what is he?
And he is a ball python,
Yep, and what grade are you in?
and I am in 4th grade.
Nice. And how do snakes smell? Do they have noses or do they smell differently?
Well, snakes, they smell with their nose. I mean, they smell with their tongue because they don't
Yes.
have noses.
Yeah, so a lot of people that are afraid of snakes, they're like, why are they licking me? Are they going to eat me? They're not going to eat you. They are smelling you. They have heat sensors on their nose, but they don't actually have like a nostril smelling. So when they're sticking out their tongues, they're kind of smelling you and getting that smell off of you, and no, they're not hungry to eat you. They actually do not want to eat you. So they're actually also very soft, as the kids have felt them a lot. They're also very soft. They aren't slimy. I guess people think they're slimy. They're very soft. And they're very chill snakes. And these ball pythons and rosy boas are very good starter pets. They're very chill snakes. There's a lot of cool snakes, but ball pythons and rosy boas, which you can actually get locally at the pet stores, are very, very calm. They're a little bit moving now because of the lights, but in general, just very chill, calm, pretty snakes. So anyway, we're ready for the next.
All righty.
Thank you, Colton.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
move over next.
So the next student
Skull.
from Fortuna High, who's in the anatomy class studying skulls, is Montserrat. Yay. Hello there. Here, I'll put you over here in the center. Thank you so much. Awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Thank you. Good, thank you. You have a very strange looking skull bone there. And so you're telling me that that bone fits somewhere inside of here?
Yeah, well, this is the sphenoid bone. And right here, I don't know if you see this arrow right here, it's purple. This is like the sella turca.
Yes.
It's called
Sella turcica.
Yeah, turcica.
Yeah, turcica, no problem.
And then here's like a medial plate and a lateral plate.
Nice. Does something fit in? So here into this area here.
I want to say your eyes.
Yes. The eyes.
So that's all behind. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yes, it fits like into there, and it's part of the cranial. So there's 8 bones in the cranial part of the skull, and that's one of them, but it's like internal.
Does it protect your eyes? Like if something.
It's connected with the facial.
It holds the back of your eyes.
Oh, the back.
So it is that, yeah. And then it also is that little place you said, the sella turcica, is for the pituitary gland. It sits there, so part of the brain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
That
I've
is
never seen
kinda
that
neat.
before.
Nice. I know.
It reminds me of a butterfly.
It
Yeah.
does.
Think about it.
That is, I think that it's whatever nickname is the butterfly bone. Cool. So I noticed that is a false hole, but there's some holes in this skull, like there's like right there underneath the cheek. What is the function of these holes? Like there's holes here. There's a giant hole under there. Do you see the giant hole there? That hole. That hole. Do you know the name of that hole?
Oh.
I did not prep these people, so it's, there's tension here, so sorry.
Oh.
Isn't it foramen?
Yeah, the magnum.
Foramen magnum. Okay, so that's the foramen magnum. What goes through the foramen magnum? Goes down your back. Spinal cord. Yes, the spinal cord. So it's a giant nerve. It's a huge nerve that goes down there. Sorry, I'm really throwing you off there. Also, so the little tiny hole, what might go through that? There's a little tiny hole that's like right under here, underneath here. So just like that was a giant nerve, basically. Tiny little nerves come out there. So did you, in class, I can't remember, did you press like right there and notice how sensitive it was? I don't know, because one class did. I subbed for you guys a little while ago, and I think we were looking at that, yeah. But so nerves actually come out there and help to innervate the muscles in your face, which is kind of neat. Anyway, yeah, how are you doing with snakes?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. May I please move away? Okay.
I didn't think they were real, but.
Oh, they're real. Thank you, Montserrat. You did
Thank
super
you.
great.
Oh, me.
Thank you, as did all of you.
All right, we'll
Excellent.
move back into snakes.
Yes,
so
let's
you
move back
guys can
into
just
snakes.
move. Well, I'm going to pull Oreo out actually, but you
Okay,
guys can
nice.
move and show the screen because they're very pretty. And Jerry actually, I forgot to bring skin, but they actually shed in one big piece, and Jerry looks all shiny. Once they almost before they shed, they get very like scaly looking, and then they shed in one piece, and then they get really shiny. And Oreo likes to burrow a lot, as you can see.
Do you want me to hold it?
Sure, this is Oreo, and I wanted to show Oreo's cage because we always remind viewers that all animals need water. So we always have a water, somewhere for water, just like all animals. Every animal can't survive without water. Even snakes drink water, and snakes actually, they not only drink water, but when they're gonna shed, they actually soak in water, and it helps that skin come off in that one piece. So this is I think one of the prettiest snakes I've ever seen. This is Oreo. He's a Mexican rosy boa, so similar to you think of Southern California desert rosy boa, which is Rosie. You can kind of see the difference. But Oreo is a Mexican rosy boa, so he comes more from Mexico, just a little bit south of Southern California, but was named by one of my dad's students because he kind of looks like cookies and cream or Oreo cookie. But again, he's also 40 years old, about the same as Rosie. I'm 40, so I grew up with these guys since I was born. And they're just, you can see Oreo's super calm. You can see how he's smelling me a lot. So that tongue coming out a lot does frighten people, but as you notice, he's just smelling. He's checking out his environment. And they also feel a lot because they don't have legs, so they feel the environment a lot. And so they kind of feel through their heat sensors, their body being on the ground, and then their tongues smelling. And again, they're very soft and chill and really pretty. So I know Fin and Feather and definitely has ball pythons. I don't know if they have rosy boas, but.
So that you mentioned Southern California, let's think about what all the terrible fires that are happening there. And these animals who, I mean, these aren't necessarily wild, but those that are, all those snakes that are wild and everybody else's wildlife, it's really bad situation. So not only is it bad for humans.
There's a lot of lizards too.
Yeah. And they don't have, I mean, they can't run away, you know?
Yeah.
Not like a deer or somebody that has legs, right? They could bury themselves though.
Oh, some.
Yeah,
some. If they can go pretty far under.
They'd have
Depends
to go pretty
on
far.
the turf, like if they can, like this is soft to go down in, but some
Right.
isn't as soft.
Yes.
So
anyway.
we wish the best for
We
people
hope-
and animals.
Yes, we hope very much that
yes.
those get put out pretty quickly. Yeah.
So we have another skull. We'll scoot
Yeah,
over.
let's keep going. Let's come back to Fernie. How about Fernie?
These snakes have been held by thousands of kids. So.
Oh yes. Hello. How are you? Good. Great. How are you with snakes?
Oreo.
It's fine. No problems at all. And I don't think yes, I did. I did mention you.
Don't worry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. They're all they've been
feelings for them.
handled by I totally get it. Is there something, so when you did study the skull, what was something that was maybe surprising to you, or just like, wow, I never knew that, or wow, that's cool?
Well, I was surprised how there was like so many bones inside of the skull actually, and how like they all look, some of them look really similar, so they're kind of hard to distinguish. So during the test, that was kind of hard.
I'll bet, yeah, so you had
Yeah.
to distinguish. So did you guys just take a test?
Yeah, it was last Friday, I think. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and it was kind of hard.
Yeah, I'll bet, because then you had to go around, it was like a practical, lab practical,
Yeah,
where
it
you
was
went
just
and
a
looked
lab.
at each one of them?
And
Yeah.
sometimes you would want to have more time because you weren't sure, and she would kind of be like, "Oh, move on." I'm like, "Ah, dang."
Oh, dang, that's right, so it's timed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kinda. She'd give us like 30 seconds, and then it was pretty much if you knew it, and then if not,
Yeah.
you just move on.
Right. That's how it goes. That's how they do it in college too, which is pretty cool. Was there anything else that you wanted to tell us about the skull?
Not really.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the facial part is the part that has the 14 different bones, and that's
Yeah.
the part where tiny bones are. Yeah, where it gets kind of tricky.
Do you know about anything about how the skull kind of protects you? Like if you got in a wreck and like something, your eyes got poked on, do you know like how what the skull does to like protect you at all? Do you know anything like that?
No,
I've
we
just
didn't
heard that
really
the eye
discuss that.
sockets, like, the bone will collapse and like protect your eyeballs.
Oh,
like
wow.
the body's design.
Huh.
I knew someone that had that happen, and yeah, it just actually compresses all onto, and it protects your eyeball. Like your skull is
Nice.
made to protect your eyeballs. I know
Right.
it sounds
It's
kind of
almost
hard.
like a
I was trying
helmet.
to think
It's
of
like a
something.
helmet.
Yeah, but you were
Your-
just talking
your
about how much
natural
it
helmet.
is and what it,
Yeah.
the spine is in there, and you were talking about different. Anyways, it's kind of morbid, but
Well,
it's kind of
thanks.
cool
No,
in a
that's
way
okay.
too.
It's Halloween. It's fine to talk about dead things and injuries and things like that. Well, thanks very much, Bernie.
Hey, can I
That was
taste the
good.
snake?
Yes.
You can. Which one?
I don't-
Oh no! Wait!
I don't know if I
Wait.
want to grab it, but
Okay, you could. It's okay.
Don't worry.
You just keep supporting it.
Yes.
Good job.
thank you.
Yeah.
Caitlin, put your hands under it to help him. There you go. People aren't used to
You can-
snakes.
you can have it.
Thanks, Bernie. That was very good. Awesome. Cool.
Cool. Yeah. So, yeah, as you can see, a lot of what we talk about, like fears as you get older. So, little kids are usually, lots of little preschools will hold these, whereas sometimes as you get older, your fears, because if you've never held a snake, it's just like it's scarier and scarier as you get older. But these guys are, 9 to 11, and they've obviously grown up around them. So,
But you
They're
can
more chill.
unlearn your fear, which is very
yeah,
cool.
and so I teach middle school, so I have a lot of kids who come into my room, oh my gosh,
Scared to
snakes.
death.
Then they start, can I just touch it? And then by the end, they're like putting it around their neck. So it just tears up as
Yeah,
the longer they're in my
true.
room. They get more used to it.
Yeah.
And as you can see, so just to talk about, so Rosie and Jerry are both boas. Boa constrictors, and then Jerry and Jewel are ball pythons. And both constrict their food, but they're different. They're boas versus pythons. So there's little bits of difference, but they all do eat live food. You can't like feed them vegetables. They are carnivores. And some, you can do frozen rats, but some are picky. So a lot of them like to get those live rats because they see it moving, they smell it with their tongue, they sense it with their nose, their heat, and then eat live prey. They're really cool.
They are. They're very
creatures.
cool. Nice. So we could bring Daniel up again.
Yes.
To do- okay,
We have
cool.
A few
Daniel?
minutes left.
How you doing? Unless you have a morbid fear of snakes.
I am actually a fan of snakes.
Oh, yay.
Yay, come over here then.
Do you want to hold any? Or,
Please.
wait, don't give him all of them. You're going to do Jewel?
Doing hold.
That's Rosie.
Isn't that
I'll
a
give you
beautiful
guys a
snake?
What
Really.
color is this again?
Rosie Boa.
Rosy boa. I really like the colors on it.
Yeah, I do too.
The
It's beautiful.
patterns,
It's
yeah.
real. It's really shiny and glistening, and yeah. Has it? How How long ago did they molt?
I don't know when Rosie last shed. I know Jerry shed it
Shed.
a couple weeks ago, but yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, my family. Oh.
Yes. Oh, yes. Hey, do you have a favorite traditional family food?
Keith wants you to tell everybody about it.
Enter the My Family, My Flavors recipe contest.
3 winners will be chosen to cook their dish on TV and win a $100 grocery store gift card.
My Family, My Flavors is open to students between the ages of 14 and 24. If you're under 18, you will need your parent or guardian's permission.
Deadline to enter is November 13th.
For rules, details, and entry form, go to keat.org.
And good luck. Sounds exciting.
Yeah, it does. It does, yeah. It sounds deliciously exciting. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, Daniel, what is your experience with snakes in your past?
As a child, I used to just go around my yard and unflip like rocks and try to find little lizards and snakes.
Oh,
So
neat.
Red racers, gardener snakes, those
Yeah,
were my,
yeah.
I was
Those are
comfortable
cool.
catching those. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's we don't have as many snakes here because of the temperature.
Mostly
yeah.
garter snakes, that's it. They're
Yeah.
so little.
Harder and compared to these, for sure.
I would go out and catch them for my mom and set them loose in her garden to eat the insects.
Well,
and
that's
everything,
good.
So, yeah.
That's very good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and they also, what is it that garter snakes eat? Oh, they eat a kind of a rough-skinned newt, and that helps them to get more, not the poison, but they are resistant to the poison.
Yeah.
So garter snakes eat rough-skinned newts, which are extremely poisonous, yellow-bellied or orange-bellied.
I know king snakes can eat rattlesnakes. So like different ones
Right.
have different things going on,
Yes.
which is why they're called king snakes.
Well, yeah, we're happy that you guys have tuned in. That's very awesome. And
Yes.
Halloween is coming up.
Yes, and Feliz Dia de los Muertos, which is on Saturday. So I wanted to say something about that. We're not on till after November. So
Yeah.
think about your loved ones and celebrate them. I always like
Yes.
that tradition of being happy that they're around, not being
Yeah.
sad, but celebrating them.
Right, that's
So,
a nice thing. And let's get everybody
yes,
on.
thank everyone.
You can stay here
Well,
if you want.
thank
or go
Colton,
anywhere there.
Caitlin, and Cooper
Yes.
for holding the snakes. Thank you.
To Daniel, Montserrat, and Fernie, who did a great job of describing parts of the skull.
And
The
thank you for coming
skull.
from Fortuna High. Yes, I appreciate
Yeah, that's
you.
quite a bit. That is.
And have a safe and super fun night,
Yes.
and we wish you the best tonight, and happy Halloween.
Yeah.
And tune in next week. We won't be here, but tune in next week.
Yay. Bye. We all
And